So we are here at the Global Women Summit, and I have next to me Jung Wing Wan and his book Personal Mastery. And I would like to get to know how was the experience of being on the panel.
Thank you, Christina. It's a great opportunity to be here, and thank you for your interest there. And being on the panel just now, with a panel of distinguished men, there in front of a wonderful, amazing audience of women, global women. It's just great to be there. I'd say that in a way because it's, for one thing, to know that whatever we're sharing, whatever we're saying, from a place often we like to think of authenticity, genuineness, but also vulnerability, saying that we're here, we're willing to listen, and we're willing to support. We need to work together as to how we move forward, and I think that was a feeling I came away from that, being on that panel in front of everyone.
So basically the eagerness, the openness, the vulnerability of, like supporting.
Yeah.
Really?
I bring it back to, in a way, perhaps some of my practice. I practice a lot of Tai Chi and martial arts. So it's all about sensing, but sensing without ego. So it's being very present and really listening, really just from a place of curiosity as well, but a place of service too. I think that's very important, and I see that within the audience and the global woman, even global man. It's all about supporting each other and being willing to help, to listen, to be there. Yeah.
It is.
Yes.
And I want to ask you, I saw the title of your panel. It was How Men Can Support Women.
Yes.
So how? How is that possible? In what ways?
I think it's taking a step back. It always comes down to the willingness. First, I think there's a willingness, the intention. I think a lot about intention. So having that internal decision, saying, look, I want to be here to be at my best, to be able to help with what I can. Not to promise something that I'm not, but also to be just a place that, look, I want to help, I want to learn, I need to grow, I need to maybe adapt the way that I show up, the way that I am here. So I think that's the first step. I mean,
intention.
Intention.
What
always
else?
Starts with intention.
What else?
Then intention leads to action, right? So action, and so words are actions. And I think there's a quote I remember, a thing from Lao Tzu. It says, watch your thoughts, they become your words. Watch your words, they become your actions. Watch your actions, they become your habits. Your habits, they become your character.
Who you are.
Your character becomes your destiny. So you've got to watch out. You've got to watch out as in be mindful of them. And I think cultivate that aspect. That's incredibly important.
Since I have your book in my hands, can you briefly tell us more about the personal mastery?
Yes,
what it
absolutely.
takes to master yourself?
I think it's a continual journey. But thanks for asking. The full title of the book is basically Personal Mastery. It's a leader's guide to finding meaning and fulfillment in the modern world. And I say that because it's an aspect of not just being better and more efficient at what you do, but if you lack a sense of meaning and purpose, effectively, it lacks the humanity. You can be very efficient, but you're working like a machine. How often have we been there when we've done things we just didn't want to, didn't enjoy, didn't see the point in? But when we instill whatever purpose or meaning, or even just choose to have a meaning from it, I think we get so much more, and that impacts others, and people see that, experience that in a way which blows their mind, which really just helps them and reaches through to them. And so the book, in a way, it starts off from helping people from where they are, making sure that they practice their awareness of themselves. They start being able to understand themselves better, having that self-knowledge, I think.
Know the self.
Yeah, absolutely. Know thyself, yeah. And then be able to then sort of make some incremental changes along the way to start optimizing how they show up, right? In their health, in their physical health, their emotional, spiritual, and physical health, mental health too. And then it's sort of about, well, what about how to upgrade the mindset? So including things like being able to be more confident, right? How do you get confidence? Well, by practicing it. It's not like someone says something and you become confident. It's always with a sense of intention, practice, but continual practice, developing that discipline. And ultimately to find the sense of, well, this is taking me here. What does this really mean for me or for the individual, for whoever it is who's on that path? So by doing these things and having a sense of what that meaning gives to them, what do they do? It could be even just developing a gift that they've given a talent, but they use it to expand, to serve other people, to do what's most meaningful for them. I sort of sign up in there because I felt that, because in a way maybe what I'm doing right now is touching that sort of sense inside of myself. I call it the hero within. It's, you know, some people might call it the soul, the person, but it's that person's like, this is who I am.
It's like a purpose-led life.
Absolutely, yeah, incredibly. So, which is by no means a coincidence that I think the most important chapter in the book, and the ultimate chapter in this book, is chapter 10 on purpose in that book.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing, and people
Pleasure.
can look it up and
Yes.
take the book and, of course, read it and
Yes.
take their own takeaways and
Yes.
golden nuggets through it.
Yes.
I also want to ask you, what is the value of communities like Global Women Club and events like the Global Women Summit? What is the purpose? What is the value of people coming together?
Okay. Great question. I love that. Obviously, coming from a fellow coach is amazing. I would say, I think one thing is that whatever we do, we might think we can go. You know, there's that old proverbs that someone says. You know, in some countries, if you want to go further, you go alone. If you want to go fast, you go alone. But if you want to go further, you go together. And I think that sort of encapsulates that we're so much stronger as a community. Because whether it's people who maybe a step further along the path than you are, you can learn from them, or there's people behind you, but you can help them. You carry everyone together with you. That's the strength of a community, and it opens up so many opportunities that you wouldn't have seen. I think being able to say, look, I come into this room with all these wonderful women or men, or great leaders in what they do, and asking, what's the opportunity here? Because if you're asking that question,
that's the answer you will get.
It is. So it's starting with that intention aspect,
Yes.
which matches with what I do in our martial arts. In terms of the value, it's immeasurable. I think in a way, the value, the extent of that immeasurability of that value, it's down to how open you are, how you show up in that room, how you turn up
Absolutely
to
agree.
the event. I mean, you speak from experience. I mean, as a director of Cyprus Global Women, amazing club there. So I think it's about having that, intention, but also the intention to be willing to not know anything. And I think we
The
often...
appetite to learn, you know?
Yes, I think we get stuck into this aspect of, I know this, I know that. But actually, when you say you know something,
You limit yourself.
you limit yourself. You're closed to any additional growth and learning and application of what you do. So I think, going back to your question in terms of the value, it's immeasurable.
Thank you so much
Thank you,
for
Christina.
being on the panel, for giving us your insights. And yes, I urge people to get the personal mastery and learn more about the
Fantastic.
ways that they
Yes.
can master themselves. Thank
and
you.
start their own journey. Absolutely.
Thank you.